my journey and the thought that is possible, which has been pulling me into the depth of negativity. Hey my beautiful blisses, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. If you're coming back to my channel, welcome, and if you're new, hi, I'm Divya. I'm a psychic medium, a divine messenger between spiritual world and 3D world. Mention this as a story time or raw talk video episode 1. If you connected with me in some way or form, if this video has found you, that means this message or my story is somewhere gonna be resonating with you too, because I know in this YouTube community, in this social media community, everything is about likes, comments and subscribers, but I don't think that spirituality and the way the God looks at us, it's upon that thing. So I believe my story is important for some people who are beginning their life with something and who are having similar experiences, because in general wants to know things, how things progress in individuals, because every one of us have different stories. So this is my story. So if you like what I'm saying, if you're connecting, resonating a bit, or in general you're connecting with me, you can continue to watch. Everything starts back in 2021, in mid of 2020 to 2021, when COVID breaks in and everything was shattered, everything was shut down, the earth was on its own healing period. And that's when my story begins, because I was dropped out from my job, from the organization I was been working for. They kicked me off, like, as they say, that we don't need you right now. So I was in this quarantine period, and moving on, I started to develop this curiosity. Like, there was some situationships that was been happening around people, with the people I've been dating, and I've been looking around. Situationships was there, and I was really in a very bad phase of my life. Like, I was in the ground of breaking down. That's when I realized I need something to pull me up. And by the time I was struggling to have a connection, building a connection with God, because in India, if we see that there are rituals and religion is been followed more than spirituality. I've been always been a kid, like, who never fit in certain environments, in certain events, in family, in friends. I was a loner, you can say. So I used to question everything. Why my existence, why I am even exist on this planet, what is my role? From the very start of my journey, like when I was a kid, I used to have these questions in my mind, but it stayed with me only because somewhere I know that no one would be having that answer. It is very unusual, or something has been different about me. No one is going to answer it or mock me or something like that. So yeah, moving on, when in lockdown period, when I was struggling with it, I know that if someone can take me out from the situation is the higher power. I was struggling with building a relationship with God itself, so it was very tough period for me. But universe, God heard me, and he was looking at me, and I think that my destiny was been having something to unfold, and that's why that moment has been came at first place in my life. Introduction to tarot cards. So by the time I was been struggling, I saw one YouTuber, and she mentioned about having tarot card reading done on herself, and I was like very curious about tarot cards back then. So I was struggling with the things, and I was like, okay, if there is something that can help me. I was just curious, so I went in there and I searched it out, and there was bunch of tarot readings was there. So I was struggling with the situationship, so I started to scroll down, and something resonated with me. So I got really shocked about it, that how this could be accurate and how this is resonating with me. So I started to develop this curiosity more and more at a level that I got again I felt depressed because of watching lots of tarot reading in one day, because it was COVID time. No one has been having a lot of things going on, so they used to binge watch movies, this and that. So I put myself into tarot readings and watching it and over analyzing. So yeah, I was been doing that. In some readings that I've been introduced that, you know, that spirituality has been more aligned, that something connected with me in terms of spirituality. So I started to dig in more, and that's how my journey began with the concept of spirituality. My first encounter, physical encounter you can say, with divine, with universe, my first manifestation technique. So as I mentioned, I used to listen to lots of tarot card readings and podcast, angel numbers. I started to see angel numbers, so I was really into it. So once I was listening to in TED Talks, and there was, I'm so sorry, I'm not good with the names. Blisses, I'm not good with the names, so I don't remember her name, but if I find it, I will just, you know, post into the comments down, pin it on the comments. But she was been talking about a manifestation technique that she asked the audience, okay, we watchers, to experiment with it. She asked that, you know, you should give it a try, just ask the universe whatever your question is, and just ask the universe if show your existence with some similar to that, something like that, giving me a sign. Or she mentioned you can put anything in terms of sign. You can ask for animal that you can't see often, some flower or color, anything. So I was like very curious. So and again, I was not fully developed that understanding. I was not trusting 100%. So I just given it a try. I said, okay, I give it a try. So I asked the universe, like, if you're listening to me right now, within next 24 hours, you show me a blue morpho butterfly, a big butterfly. So I was very firm with the size of the butterfly as well. I said big and heavy. Like, I don't know why I said that, but I said yes, big butterfly. And I went on because I knew that this is not going to be happening. Okay, I'm just experimenting it just to laugh it out. So I just said it and I ignored it then. I went on and I joined the job. Yeah, I was working for some firm and it was very far away from my place. So I have to travel a lot. So I was like exhausted and I was just so tired, and I was like, again, I was in the mode of getting again into the drain of the, you know, putting myself into the shadow again. And something touched. I know that this is the road that I used to take every day from my home, and I was walking and I used to look at sun, because sun was always given me the positive energy. I was looking at sun, I was just walking and I was thinking like, yeah, why this and that, and something touched me here. And when I look around, it was a big morpho butterfly. It was surrounding me, and people, literally, you can just picturize this in your mind, started to stare, and someone admired it, someone smiled at it, because this butterfly has been taking, she was spinning and she was touching me, she was making its presence felt to me more and more. And I was stuck. I was just stunned with what just happened. And I remember I started to cry. I was like, someone is looking at me, someone is watching me. This is the confirmation, and you can say the beginning of the Madlbliss, because the morpho is the base of my channel, which is about transformation. So from that, I began to have trust, and I began to build that connection somewhere. I began to trust in something more than we have been shown around this world. So the people I used to work with, universe used to guide me towards the people who are good for me and my journey. I give you one example. This is a very interesting incident that happened. I often shared it with people who I connect with. that once I was looking for a job after the COVID, obviously, so I was really desperate, and I used to give at least 10 to 20 interviews every now and then. Like in a week, you can say, I used to get out of my home every day, and I used to take 5 to 6. I used to give 5 to 6 interviews at different places, which is far from my location, and I used to walk because I was been struggling with finance as well. So everything was, in not in alignment. So after I started to build more trust, and I was struggling with this. Okay, I was struggling to find job. I was like, why it is happening with me? Why I'm not getting job? And I remember my mother telling me that you give so many interviews. Something about your shani, we call it Saturn retrogression, is having impact on your life, this and that. I said I can't give up, because this is more than money. This is about me having that willpower to do something and make it make it at least myself, making myself at least stable. So I refused to give up, and I refused to rest. I went towards one person, and the profile that I've been working, I used to work in administration, and the profile that I've been shown and I've been referred toward was for sales. And that person was very nice. I really give my gratification to that person, because he recognized what I'm been dealing with, and he told me that for having a resume, your resume tells that you have administration profile experiences, and I'm having a very opposite profile. Why you have been doing that? Why you're crushing your dreams? So I said, because I've been not having any option at the period of time. So he said me that, I don't want to cut your wings. I want you to fly. And something about these words also giving me some insight. I was not even been aware about it much. So I was like, no sir, I need this job, because I've been struggling and I'm having my own challenges. So he said, okay, 1 minute, let me help you. So he called someone, and he spoke to that person and told that I have a girl, she's very good with communication skills and her experience. Can you refer it to someone? Can you do something for her? She's into administration. And this is past lockdown period, because I know the market was very down, people were jobless. This person helped me out at the period of time. And another person who was talking with this person, he referred me to someone, and that someone referred me to my the organization that I was about to work. So I went there, I gave an interview, I got selected. This workplace was good, and I learned my things, because I know that every job profile that I've worked with, and many of us worked with, have some purpose to it. And I learned I learned so many things from them, and about as a personality, as an individual too, and as a attaining my skill sets too. So yeah, I learned it, and then I left that organization. By the time I was just focusing on the reference, how this has ended up me, and from there I skip into the another profile, which is having the better better perks and benefits, you can say. And from that, this is how my journey went. And I think the most of the people who are, that's why I say to many people to whom I encounter with, and I talk with in general, build connection with God. It is so important that you don't know the circumstances you are in right now, the circumstances you are cursing right now is having its purpose to it, that you are not going to understand unless and until you reach there. You reach at the point where you are able to look back and see, yeah, this makes sense. So this can only happens because I know before my awakening that has happened in 2021, before that I have worked for organization. It is not like that I haven't worked, but I was not aware that what I've been doing. If you ask me honestly, I don't remember any good thing that was coming out of that profiles that I worked. That after coming into the awareness and asking, because yes, questions are required, if you're not questioning your existence, if you're not questioning your role, if you're not questioning why you're working here, what is making you to do things, questions are so important. And I'm so blessed that I feel that this was inbuilt from the very start of my age, that I used to question a lot. I used to question the reality, money, food, everything. So questions are really important, and the connection with God. I know how much I used to struggle back then, that one night I just screamed it out loud, like, I want to connect with you. I want you in my life. I don't want to go through any temple, any church, or anything else. I don't want to visit any place to find you. I want you as you are in my life. And he showed up. Let me tell you one thing: if you are an empath, if you are a person who are aware about himself or herself, about themselves, you are going to be surrounded by narcissist karmics. It is so normal for the empaths, or for the people who are connected with God, connected with source in general. And I'm not saying that people don't have in life, people don't have people, they do have, but at least at one area or one or two area, they are able to take a deep breath. I feel that. This is my personal opinion. I'm not pushing it around that everyone should be having this, but this is my own experience. I have a lot of people around, in my family, in my friend groups, in my partnership, in my job profile. I have lots of people, like in every area you can consider that the area was filled with karmics and narcissists. So, but the thing was that, as I think that's how it comes, the part of journey. God puts you in the situation because God knows you, that what is going to come up, universe, divine knows what is going to come up in your life, and it just shapes you in that way that you will not get bothered. So I know that I'm dealing with the people and situation and things, but I was never been bothered. And even if I bothered, God made sure that he's there with me, and something miraculously, something used to happen that makes me out of the situation. There are lots of stories, like I can't cover everything in this one video, so that's why I'm considering this episode 1. So if I'm going to get the good feedback or good response to it, I'm going to continue this sort of videos in my channel. This is something I was been doing that, and my spirit team told me, the way you have to talk about it. And I was like, yes, I need to. Something within me that I'm able to speak and calling me to talk about it. So I'm going to cover more in upcoming videos, because it's just a overview of my journey, but there's a lot of inside stories within that I know that's in the consciousness, it is required. And coming to the point, how I end up becoming the healer. So as I mentioned, that most of my time I used to spend in self-reflection, self-interrogation, journaling, and everything like that, affirming, manifesting. So I've been drawn to certain things like crystals, and I started to, I was never been introduced towards energy healing. But one day I was sitting there, and something within me called me to practice. It's funny to me because it's having its own story, but I'm just giving you an overview that I started to work with it, and something stuck, something happened, like my energy, I felt this sense of energy because I was worshipping the God. Like something happened, and it was a very traumatic incident, I can say. Some energy pushed something, that shadow energy. I know there was some negative energy that has surrounded me, and I was very this is the timeline. If I give you, this is in something 2023, okay, when I've been familiar to the concept of spirituality and about my journey. So that time I encountered with the biggest dark night of my soul, I can say, till the time. And I was on my bed for I don't know how many days. I was feeling that something within my heart chakra was being, something is not right, something is not settling with me. And I remember I thought that I'm not going to overcome from this, because it was really dark place for me, I can say that. Things seems different. Okay, sim starts to different, experiences are different, you start to be seeing lots of things. And I can say that, yeah, by the time I was practicing yoga as well, my kundalini was been awakened as well, but everything came together, and that was the darkest place that I went, which I consider as the biggest dark night of episode in my life till now. So I was in this period, and you know what happened, I am a biggest Shiv Bhakt, and I was sleeping, and one more thing that I missed to mention here, by the time I was experiencing this energy, I heard very first time I heard my spirit team, my angels soothing me out, because they know something is not right, and I'm not been having that capacity, my muscle was not been built up to handle that situation, and they knew. And something happened, my room was not been having that fan, but it was not having it was off. I sensed the breeze of air around me, and a sooth sound of, you can say, violin or opera singers, mixture of that, and that sound was coming out from nowhere. And I can sense that healing was been taking place in my heart chakra, something was been happening. But in my mind I was so scared by the incident that I was just crumbled up, and I slept, and everyone was like in my family, what happened to her, why she's behaving like that, why she's not interacting. And I was like, I can't tell them what has happened. In night I got a dream. Okay, so in night I got a dream, and in dream I saw Shivji, I call him Baba. He came into my dream in the form of an human, and I was standing beside a tree, a big large tree. I don't know what that tree is considered as, so I don't know the name of the tree particularly, but it was a big tree with lots of branches, bale branches into it, and he was standing there. I still remember that dream. He was standing there, and he was like, if I say as a viewer, I can say that I considered him as someone who is the healer, a medicine healer, with a yogic healer, you can say, in that attire. But inside me I know it is Baba, and I'm calling him that by that name. And he took out something from that tree, he given it to me and asked me to drink. Okay. And I drink that water. It wasn't water, I think it wasn't holy water or some kind of fruit water, something was there, I don't remember, but it was in the dream. I took that and I drank it. In the physical existence, but I'm still like, I was in consciousness, I'm still in the physical form, and as I'm drinking that water, I can feel in my physical form, it is going in my heart chakra, it's healing. I'm able to feel that water, and the particles of that water was so cold and like so sensory. It was meant to make me feel something. Like I was feeling the water, like that water is been healing my heart chakra. And I woke up from that dream. I realized something, I was not feared at all, that negativity has left me, and I started to cry and share my gratitude, because I was in open window in front of my bedding area, and I just prayed and thanked him because he healed me. And that's how I can say there's a more story to it, but I think you have understood how I'm giving you the major points or the major overview of my life. These are the major incidents that has happened. My healing journey, from there I started to connect with crystal more. I started to learn more about healing, and I took the certifications, I practiced. That's how my journey on healing started, and that is all about the Madlbliss has formed with. So if I talk about Madlbliss, this is not just a channel who can represent tarot readings, oracle reading. It is there. It is my passion. I create oracles, I create art, but Madlbliss is more about the journey that I went through, the journey of healing, transforming, growing, spiritual growth, personal growth. I know my viewers, my soul tribe, who is going to come into this channel, who are going to come into this tribe, are going to resonate, because this is going to reflect their story too, because this is the reflection. We all are connected. For the reason I'm sharing this with you all watching me right now is because there is an essence of connection with the world, and divine itself has given me insight to share this with you all. So yeah, that's how I ended being the person who I am today. I know I'm not a big personality on YouTube right now, but I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy where universe has been leading me. And I'm so grateful if you have watched my story, my raw talk story, my raw talk video till now. You can hit the like, and if you feel to reach out and talk to me, mostly you can follow me on Instagram. I will put links down below in description, and we are having exciting tarot card readings coming up for you based on the downloads that I receive, because I mostly take that. So yes, being that said, we'll meet soon. Let's see. Jai Shri Krishna.